bells swinging, jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square in the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock, mix and mingle in the jingling feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square in the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time. What a bright, it's the right, what a bright time. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock, mix and mingle in the jingling feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square in the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time. What a bright, it's the right, what a bright. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. 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 He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. 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 You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall once bitten and twice shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas. I wrapped it and I sent it with a note saying I love you and I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. A crowded room, friends with tight eyes, I'm hiding.
Hello, hello. Merry Christmas. I think you got to unmute yourself, Will. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Oh,
Hey, everybody.
Ho, ho. Everybody in the chat has avoided a lump of coal this year. Santa's decree. If you hear in the chat, it doesn't matter how naughty you've been. No lump of coal for you, folks. It's in the fine print. Will, how's your holiday season going thus far? You're off for the holidays, correct?
Yes, I am. For the most part, still got a couple more things to do. I'll be honest with you, hasn't been the best one I've ever had, but I've been looking forward to this for the past few weeks that we have been planning it, and this is a big bright spot in our calendar, in my calendar.
That's right.
And I hope it's in yours as well.
It's both a metaphorical bright spot emotionally, and not just the bright spot on my face right now with this hot ring light that's shining on me in my parents' dining room. Yeah,
you got the ring light going. See, you're profesh. This is
we busted.
I think you deserve a little bit, and we'll get into it at the end of the stream as well. But this is a Lucas Mancini production here. We've had some great help on our streams in the past when we have been in the same room together, but this is our first time that we're going to be doing remote streams such as it is, and you came prepared, and you are the captain of this here ship.
Well, listen, I wouldn't be no captain if it wasn't for my first mate, who I'm looking at right now, your handsome face, and of course all the passengers on this great ship of ours, which is everybody in the chat right now. I'm seeing some familiar names, the Frensky Star, Peebs, the legendary Peebs. Thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I believe we're on the second day of Kwanzaa, maybe the third day of Kwanzaa, or not third Kwanzaa, Chanukah. Yeah, sorry, I have them all mixed up. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. We got some fun stuff today.
Happy Merry to you, Hopelessly Hopeless. Thanks for joining us. And One Speedy Yoshi. Hello, Yoshi. Later on, I'm gonna get into something that we received a Christmas gift, and Yoshi also let me know the other day that we are expecting something else that may arrive to us after Christmas, but is appreciated nonetheless.
This is news to me, unwrapping presents. Oh my goodness gracious. Also, for all of you joining us in the chat, let me know how the audio sounds. Again, I'm a novice at OVS, despite Will showering me with praise. This thing's being held together with glue and Scotch tape, so if it sounds a little chintzy, I think I can push some of these wires. Okay, Revd DSDA says we both sound fine. Okay, we sound great. So far, so good. Let's see if I click something here, if it's going to break everything. So, Will, to get us started, to get us into the holiday spirit, I'm going to switch to this, and then, okay, yes. As you can see, we were listening to Christmas trap music earlier. To get us into the holiday spirit, Will, I thought we could transport back to that old Christmas feeling and watch some ads from our childhood. Just this works with our new show, ECL Origins. We were talking about SpongeBob. Donate to the Patreon if you want to hear me and Will wax poetic about the early days of SpongeBob. But if you want to
and more, we've got a lot of cool episodes in the pipeline for that one coming up in 2023. I'm really excited.
Yeah, there's one that's been in particular that's been requested, but we are going to check out. For those Americans in the chat right now, this is how we would have watched a lot of those kids shows, those cartoons back in the day, was on YTV. And there's, we talk about the Nickelodeon aesthetic, Nickelodeon gack. It had the foot and the goop, and YTV was always that kind of ratcheted up a notch, where it's just extra disgusting. There was always like eyeballs and warts, and I just thought we'd give you guys a taste of what it was like watching YTV at the holidays by checking out this video here and reacting to it. So let me know if this audio is crazy.
Underpants!
Yeah,
size medium.
Are you kidding? Of course I don't sleep with a stuffed animal. That's not what the Fit Finder says. It's Fit Finder, the game that tells all. Do you have a
right now, so I don't get the double echo.
Yeah,
Crush? Me?
So
No
everybody.
way. Let's ask the Fit Finder. Find out which friend might be telling the truth or a
that we
fake.
got a spammer. That rules.
Fit Finder says
Oh,
you
nice.
do have a crush on someone. On who?
I'm gonna ban that guy.
Brother. You never know what you'll find out when you play Fit Finder. Batteries extra.
This looks vaguely familiar.
It's gonna be chilly without your toques and gloves, kiddies. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bit of a relic of the past.
Watch the zone and find the missing gloves and toques.
terms
You
of,
can win a trip for 4 on US Air to Universal Orlando.
Supremely gendered
Experience 2 amazing
ways.
theme
Like
parks,
there was
Universal
Yeah.
Studios and Islands of Adventure.
It's funny because so much of this stuff, you want it so intimately because the commercial makes it seem so cool, but like, at the end of the day, so much of it just collects dust.
Yeah, exactly. Mini trip to Universal Orlando Studio. Ritz. Okay, speaking of Ritz, I actually made a bit of a discovery today.
Oh?
After I went to get groceries,
The royal jewels.
I realized
You've got your own
I don't
ideas.
like
Give 'em the
Ritz
apples
peanut butter
for a
sandwiches.
blast
I
from
love
the
Ritz cheese sandwiches. Ritz peanut butter sandwiches, not for me. Not
For
into
savory.
it.
I saw fudge covered Ritz at the grocery store the other day, and that I want to
Oh,
try.
come on.
The
Or
new
chocolate
Lego
fudge,
Knights
rather.
Kingdom
Chocolate
collection.
fudge
Each
dipped
set
Ritz.
sold
That sounds
separately.
bad good.
Let's play some ping
It's a
pong.
little far. I'd rather just have
Figure it
chocolate
out,
fudge.
set it up.
I'd rather have this Lego set.
If folks at home are wondering what me and Will's friendship are like, we're like these guys. This is basically me and Will.
Look at this Wii Sports going on here.
Yeah, no way this is good, right? This has to be
No,
horrible.
absolutely not. This looks like the bits.
Play TV ping pong from Radica,
Trying to see
as
if I
real
recognize
as
these
it
guys
gets.
from
Batteries
anything.
not
So ping pong,
Classic snippets
play
from Snick
TV.
Station.
Man, oh man, no thank you. Like,
The man himself?
oh, Snit, my boy. Now, how do we explain this? This is extreme. Snit.
And when Dad freed that killer whale,
It's like I think if there's like an equivalent, like a live
I don't
action.
remember Snit. I don't know what that is.
You don't? Okay. If you've ever seen the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, that like skeleton that he had, it's very much like that. It was like a TV that looked like a big purple face, and they would have somebody dub in their own voice, and it was like it would talk like this and like do some like patter with the people hosting YTV.
So he would be like on the zone, like he would be in between shows?
Yes, yeah. And it was part of their branding as well. Video and Arcade Top 10. Idea for a future stream.
Classic. One of the best.
I want to watch Video and Arcade Top 10. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh wait, that's
I
a
love how cheap it
ECL
is.
Origins episodes in the bag. Video and Arcade Top 10. We could do a lot about that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Whoa, Trent Cam's sister won an N64. What game did she play?
Trent, that's awesome. I gotta ask you about that next time I see you. What did she play on the show? And what type of N64 was it? Was it see-through? What color was it?
Oh yeah, the see-through ones. That's what you want. That or like the green Donkey Kong 64 one.
Perfect. I remember this commercial. This is the bar that was like Oreos inside of like a chocolate bar.
See, this is like the fudge-covered Ritz in a way.
Oreo cookie bars with a Z. Came with Ready to Rumble Boxing 2. I played that. It was a mail-in contest. Nice. Okay. We had a couple of those good ones on that show. Cookie bars. Peeves, these ads are from the year 2000. Oh, rescue hero.
22 years ago. It's funny, I remember at the time, rescue heroes were allowed when things like Ninja Turtles weren't, because they were technically non-violent. They only help people, but we would like make them shoot each other. Like we would make them shoot their water cannons like at each other.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make the rescue heroes fight each other?
This movie, okay, I'm a little bit ahead of you, Will, because you're watching the stream. Chicken Run is amazing. It's so good. It holds up so well.
It's going to show us
Interesting.
how.
I saw that in theaters, and I've not touched it since.
It's great, Will. It's so much smarter than you would think.
I bet it is. Hard man. I feel like a lot of these probably hold up really well. I haven't watched a lot of Hard Man.
Introducing Yvonne of the Yukon.
Oh, our
picture
old
a pretty
friend.
girl. Ooh, and smart too. With red hair, or maybe blonde. Dark hair and pretty smart.
Yeah,
that
here
would
we
be
go.
cool.
This is
Oh
prime
dear,
YTV
that's not what I
program
expected
here.
at all. Oh, Yvonne, not Yvonne.
I almost don't want to say anything because it's like we have a lot to say about this on a future episode.
Do we ever?
Yeah.
But he is kind of pretty. Yvonne of the Yukon.
We're going to be talking about this a lot in January. Yvonne of the Yukon.
Caitlin's Way, Sundays at 7:30. Caitlin's Way.
Speedy
Sundays at
Yoshi
7:30.
pointing out that all of the
Caitlin's
chickens
Way,
were kind of
Sundays at
mad,
7:30.
dummy thick in Chicken Run.
Caitlin's Way, Sundays at 7:30.
Good for eating.
They probably were like that, yeah, both for eating and for structural integrity for like clay models. Oh, that's it. That's a little taste. That's a little taste, folks, of what it was like to watch YTV around Christmas time in the 2000s.
Around Christmas time, as they YTV and then Treehouse would always be the channel that would play Christopher the Christmas Tree.
What's Christopher? While I'm getting this set up, what is Christopher the Christmas Tree?
Christopher the Christmas Tree is this really terrible Christmas special that's about I think it's based off like a children's book about like a little tree that grows up to be like an enormous pine tree, and then he goes from the Christmas tree that nobody wanted to the whole world's Christmas tree. It's weirdly religious. Like it's I remember it being one of the only things on like you would see on YTV that specifically mentions like Jesus Christ as the reason for the season.
The reason for the season, I was gonna say.
I've watched it. I watched it either last year or the year before because I used to watch it every year when I was a kid. It's really bad. It's not good.
I'm gonna add an F tier to this list because I feel like we definitely need an F tier. And we're gonna make F tier gray.
That's right, Revd. There is it's
okay.
I think in Canada the ending was that he becomes the tree for the United Nations.
What?
And then in the US he's the tree for the president.
Christopher the Christmas Tree is like a NATO op? That's crazy. We were talking the other day about, I keep thinking about how much I thought NORAD Track Santa when I was a kid was empirical proof that Santa Claus was real, because I was like, why would the military lie to me? Which is so funny to think about as an adult. But yeah, NORAD Track Santa really is just like pure propaganda, eh? It's like, don't think about the other stuff we're doing. We just, go around the world tracking Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of as Joe Blow of what NORAD does. Like, the Santa Tracker people.
So
what else I do? I don't know.
Those of you who have eyeballs here in the chat, you might notice I did, of course, open up Arthur characters on Tier Maker. We're gonna do it. We talk a lot about our internal personal Arthur tier lists all the time. Oh, by the way, let me know if the music's too loud in the chat. We're going to actually put our money where our mouth is and put together the official Elwood City Limits tier list. Now, this is not me or Will's personal tier list. We're both going to have input in this, and of course, for tiebreakers, you, the folks at home, are going to have your say in where people lie in this tier list. And I'm going to save it, and we can share it later on. So this is going to be this is going to stand the test of time. So put a lot of thought into this, folks.
Yes, we are definitely going to be accepting your help and your input, but keep in mind the three of us, and when I say the three of us, there's more than three, but it's like Lucas, me, and you watching may not agree with everything. So
everybody's already they're already getting their hot takes in there. Cousin Cora F tier, Arthur C tier. Let's save that conversation for later, okay? I feel like we
gotta warm up to Arthur.
We gotta start this off with the easy ones, right? And I think what is his name? Pepe? He's going straight to F.
Oh,
right?
wait, did you get Pepe in there?
Oh yeah, Pepe's in here.
Oh,
I didn't
there
make
he
this.
is.
It's funny. There's a lot of these on Tier Maker. I looked for the one that had the most characters. So
okay, cool.
This seems to be the most expansive. But yeah, Pepe is going right into F tier. I wish there was I could add a possibly a racist against Italians tier is where I would be putting Pepe. But I'll settle for F if that's not in there. So Pepe stays in F tier.
So of course this goes from we've got S, A, B, C, D, and F. F is the lowest we can go. I completely agree. In case you haven't been following along with the podcast or you haven't seen that part yet, Pepe is this. You know what, Lucas? Why don't you explain who Pepe is? I'm actually going to just pop out just for a second. I'm going to get myself a glass of something seasonal. I'll be right back.
Ooh. In fact, I think my dad just came home with eggnog too, so I might join Will in this. But yes, Pepe, he does a horrible like sub Chris Pratt Mario sounding accent. He's a flea, I believe. He primarily appears in the dog and baby episodes, as me and Will like to call them, and he's not great. Do you guys think I should do a hot take with Will gone? Like, I'm trying to think, what would Will really disagree with? What could I get away with him gone? Oh man, I know you all got opinions about this one. Where do we think here, folks? No, I know I could add racist to Italians tier, but I think that would only be Pepe. Unless there's another Arthur character who we know is not a big fan of Italians that we know of. Whoa! Whoa! Across the board. Here, I'm going to put her back. I can't make that decision without Will. We were going to put... Some of these characters, Will, I don't recognize. And that's bad because we're the Arthur people. All right.
So as I promised to one of our patrons, and I'm sure many of you were expecting as well, I'm just gonna be careful here. My monogrammed glass.
Nice.
I'm drinking Scotsburn Vanilla Holiday Nog, which is my nog of choice.
My nog of choice. See, I don't remember the brand. I remember the picture. Mine's the one with like the ornate gold cup on the front, and there's like a green.
Oh, is it the black? Is that the one
Baxter's?
in the black carton?
No, it's in a red carton with like an ornate gold cup.
Oh, sure, the classic. I think that is Baxter's.
All right, so a couple of these, I'm gonna actually make a new tier called. We're gonna add a row below, and add a row below, and the row below is gonna be called not a character tier.
Yeah, thank you. Because when I was taking a look at this, I'm you know what? I'm glad that just put another A in there in character, please.
Oh, sorry.
C-H-A-R-A.
That's on dyslexia. C-H-A-R-A. Boom.
No problem, dude.
Which one of us is the writer, eh?
Yeah, I saw a couple in here, so I'm glad to know that you didn't make this, because I was looking at a couple of these characters and I'm like, these people aren't on the show.
So for instance, El Boomerang, Soccer Ball, Topical, Topical.
Yeah.
Not a character.
Plot device, not a character.
DW Snowball, not a character.
I might get some pushback on that one though, but I agree, not a character.
Do you remember this dream sequence? I don't remember this dream sequence.
I do.
What's going on with DW Snowball wearing a top hat?
When they like relitigated the snowball thing, it was like DW was pretending that the snowball was with her like all year, and then slowly it melted, and then it's like she has it in a glass.
Oh,
and he's like,
she like dances.
No,
with...
DW.
Yeah. She like dances with it.
Yes, yeah. It's got the Fred Astaire bow tie and top hat.
You know what? We put someone in the F off top. I'm ready to put someone on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I think Binky is a lock for S.
Binky!
I think Binky is, when we're thinking of the top of the Arthur tier list, the prototypical number one, it's got to be Binky.
Can I read you an Instagram comment that we got?
Yes,
I'm not going to say who this person is because I don't want them to get flamed or anything, and this just kind of struck me funny. So a couple weeks ago on Instagram, I put up this post. You can go find it on at Elwood City Limits. It's this Binky post. And it says, taking a moment today to honor our MVP, number one in our hearts, Binky Barnes. Somebody commented, so this was 2 weeks ago. Somebody commented yesterday and said, what'd he do? If he didn't accomplish anything, he ain't no MVP.
Wow. I mean, isn't he like a ballerina? And he is... Listen, it seems like he's going to pass the 3rd grade this time around. And there was a Swedish pop group named after him. Binky's accomplished a lot.
Yes, absolutely. He continues to.
He didn't die after that green chip. Also,
see, when somebody goes that hard against Binky, then my gatekeeper alarm starts to go off of like, are you really watch Arthur?
Speaking
I
of
don't know
which,
if you do.
I took the chat's advice, Will. I put the Arthur logo in the not a character tier. I don't know why.
Because we have a separate one for Arthur.
Oh,
Good
okay.
stuff. Right on.
Now, speaking of which, should we tackle this now? Arthur. I tend to agree with the chat. I feel like Arthur is perfectly in the middle. Like, he is the perfect C tier. Now, I'm willing to bump him up to B, but I think he goes no higher than B for me.
I agree with you on that. I personally would say B because it is his show, and I think that Arthur as a character is funny. But he is by definition a very middle of the road character. But I think that when Arthur is allowed to not be middle of the road, he's very entertaining.
The chat is saying B.
I would also say B.
It is his show. I am gonna go with B. I'm gonna wait on
He
EW.
does get outshined. He gets outshined a lot. I can't really see.
Like, I don't even know which one of these guys.
Is that supposed to be? Oh, it's
Adil. Oh.
It's Adil.
Oh, I
Thank
like
you.
Adil.
There were like 3 people in that one.
I like Adil.
Yeah, Adil's pretty.
He's not in a lot of episodes, but like, because Adil's Arthur's pen pal from Turkey, right? Yeah, that's the episode where we get Chairman Mao in on the wall. You know, that's I have a fondness for those episodes. Now, it seems a little crazy to put him into B, but there's a lot of like one-off characters in here. I'm thinking B or C at Adil. The only reason he would be in C is just that he's not in the show that much.
Yeah, I would say C because we don't have that much input on him. True. Like at least at the point where we're at in the show. We may later on, but yeah, no, Adil's cool with me. It's just that he's not much of a presence. Similarly,
I would put oh my god, I'm so bad with names. Arthur's neighbor from Ecuador.
Don't tell me. Sita and Alberto.
I think Alberto's for the similar reasons. It's not that I dislike Alberto. I think he's a lock for C. I think Alberto belongs in C. He doesn't.
I'm fine with that. If Alberto was the same character that he was in the first episode he was in, then maybe we might be talking about B, where he's like totally cool and disaffected, but then he's just kind of like normal older kid. So C seems fine to me.
The chat is just really like sunning us with their knowledge. They're dropping last names. Alberto Molina. Speaking of which, on that same train, Amigo.
I like Amigo. I do like Amigo.
Too. I mean, but he's not B tier. Like,
you don't think so?
I don't like him that much. Like, he's a fun presence in the dog and baby episodes, but I feel like he doesn't shine beyond that. And honestly, in a way, doesn't Pepe live on Amigo? Isn't like how Pepe knows the rest of them is through Amigo? He loses points just for that alone. What do you think?
Yeah, okay. I don't like Amigo enough to fight for him to be on B, so like C's fine.
I feel like C's not negative. It's like middle of the road, right? Like you're not, once you're in B, that's already great. Arthur's name is on the show and he's only in B. Now,
once Speedy Yoshi, Amigo does have a weird looking face. However, it's different. In the cartoon, his face looks weird. I bet in real life, those dogs are very cute.
Bailey, this is an interesting one. I think we go A with Bailey. I have a fondness for Bailey. He's not quite S, but I get it. He's one of those characters where anytime there's like a Bailey based joke, where it's like we get Bailey busting out, "Oh, Miss Muffy," it's always good stuff. No, you're not a fan.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say that. It's again. I don't think I've seen him enough. Like I almost don't have an opinion on him. I find that the yes, Miss Muffy is it gets to be a little one note sometimes. I'd be happy with him in B.
B for Bailey.
I still think that I'm interested to see more from him, and what I have seen is pretty good.
Fruitsky Star, front-facing Bailey wins points. I love the front-facing Simpsons. I love it when the Arthur characters look off-model and weird. Okay, interesting one. Speaking of the Bs, I think this is in alphabetical order. Bitsy Baxter. She's kind.
Well, if we were talking season 1 Bitsy, then like B if not F. But Bitsy really dug herself out of a hole that she put herself in early on, and throughout the seasons, I like Bitsy. I would go as high as, because not only is she a journalist, which I think is a cool profession for like an animated kids show adult to have.
Yeah.
She's also proven to be very like she's proven to be a good parent, and I especially this time of year, talking about Baxter Day. I think she and Buster have a very special relationship. I'd want her to be in B, honestly. Because C, we have some characters that like I like, but I don't like love. I don't have strong feelings on. I have a bit stronger feelings for Bitsy.
I like where your head is at. I feel very similarly in that, like, I would almost put her in D in some of those, like, she was insipid and annoying, and like when she was in helicopter parrot mode, too protective over Buster. She was really getting on my nerves. But I feel like we've grown with Bitsy, and she's grown with us. Now, because of that early stuff, I'm not quite ready to put her into B. I'm feeling high C for Bitsy. I only feel
like you're waiting, and this is something that we do all the time anyway, that you're waiting her season 1 appearance a little bit too much, because after that point is when she really starts to develop as a presence.
Now, that's true, but some people are bangers from the start. Take Binky, for instance. Okay, how about this? Compromise. I'd put Bitsy down to C, but I could also knock Bailey down to C. Because I definitely don't think, like, I can see your argument for...
Yeah. I'm not... I mean, I wouldn't fight Bailey going down. I think that some people are going to be upset about that. Hey, Cat Out Boy, thanks a lot for joining us. I hope you enjoy the replay. I wish you could be here live, but appreciate that you dropped in. Kind of Melissa, no, I don't. What part of the Arthur Christmas special has been recently censored? I can't think off the top of my head what that would be.
Hot takes.
Yeah, we can. I think, and of course, as we flesh out this list, we may be able to go back and like think of other.
People are saying the B and C swap for Bitsy and Bailey.
Oh, you ended up with Bitsy and B.
Bitsy and B. Well, okay. How about this? I will say this. I mean,
which I like. I like this. I don't have a problem with this.
Bitsy did annoy me in the past, but you know who else did? Arthur. So
true.
We could keep them in B.
There's a few characters that, in watching them for as long as we have dug themselves out, and Bitsy being one of them.
Yeah. Do you know what's a character who hasn't done that? Arthur's cousin from Ohio, who gives them maple syrup. I think that's
Cousin Cora.
Cousin Cora, instant D tier.
That's not cousin Cora. That's okay. The person you put there is one of his aunts. She's not a character.
I mean, she's a human being.
She's not. She's not real.
She's a person who gives them maple syrup. Wait, what do you mean she's not real? I don't remember the episode. Is she like a?
None of these people are real, Lucas.
Oh well. She's a
no,
character.
Just put her in not a character. She has like one line and is not.
Whoa. Not a character right now is exclusively 2 inanimate objects and a logo. So she's either going in F or D.
But by definition, she's not a character. She doesn't. I mean, okay.
She has characteristics. She's from Ohio. She's related to him. Not a character was for people, like, not people. This is a logo and 2 objects. Listen, we got a lot of characters to get through. We got to start plowing through this.
Thank you, Peeps, Aunt Bonnie. I don't know. I would still argue she's not a character, but
is F better than D?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. We can move on. But I've said my piece.
I'll tell you what, though, the brain's going in D. I want the brain in D.
Yeah.
Talking about characters who, you know, Bitsy, she's been redeemed by the length of time. The brain, not so much, man. We're still waiting for that brain redemption. Sometimes he's a little bit cool when he busts out the jazz records, but
he's actually kind of gotten worse in some ways.
Yeah, he like peaked. He was up here. He was in C, climbing his way up to B, and then boom. Now they don't know what to do with him. Back in D. I agree.
Yeah. We covered a lot of their bases on this tier list, so I have to thank them. Does it say who the author of this tier list is?
Oh yeah, let's take the author of this. This tier list was created by Mage Mulva?
Seinfeld fan like yourself.
Ah, Mulva. Who is this, Will?
Who's who? I'm behind on the stream. That's Francine's Booby. That's Joan Rivers.
Okay, so that's B or A?
B.
B. Arthur's uncle. Listen.
Wowee, that already is fast for a little fella. I like Arthur's uncle. I like Arthur's uncle. But he's also kind of in that one episode and not again. So like,
but here's the thing.
I'm feeling C.
I feel like we got C. Okay, we gotta establish some ground rules here. Just because, like, yes, there's some characters who we get to see like an arc with because they grow and change, you know, and we get to spend all this time with them and they really feel like real people. But what about having one impression and it's a banger and then you're out and it's like there's no negative, it's all positive. I think I remember in that episode talking about this, me espousing just how much I love this guy. In fact, he might have won Throwaway Character of the Week. Back when
I don't know if we were doing throwaway character of the week at the time, but like the proto of that. Peebs, who I'm in the chat, so he's the font of Arthur knowledge. Apparently, Aunt Bonnie has more appearances on the show than that uncle, whatever his name is.
Well, I guess that's why she's at F tiers, because she really didn't leave an impression on us. Whereas the uncle, I feel like I could hear him right now in my head. Listen, I'll go down to B. There's no way he's a C though. I love him. Some of these guys, I'm like, Arthur's uncle. That guy's I got a big smile on my face just thinking about him. Look at him. He looks like me. This is what I would look like if I was an Arthur character. Wait, can I zoom in on this? Look at this guy.
Don't get me wrong. I do like him a lot. Okay. Well, don't just stand there, Mr. Piano Man. Invite us in.
Mr. P. All right, so B. We're good with B. At the bottom.
Yeah, B.
Okay.
B's fine. B's fine.
Ooh, this one's interesting.
You gotta call these names out if you can.
Biotic Buddy.
See, we had a suggestion in the chat for like a not a character tier and a quote unquote not a character tier.
Well, Biotic Buddy's a character. He's heroic. He is a role model. He's all powerful. He's robotic. You know, sometimes
created by radical animal husbandry.
That's right. He was created by radical animal husbandry. Obviously, we like what's the Batman? The fake
Dark
Batman.
Bunny.
We like Dark Bunny more. This is a Dark Bunny household.
Okay. I
would say he's either a D or C. I think it's insulting to call him not a character, but I would put him in D or C.
I'm gonna go with D.
D. What is
I think he's a bit one note.
Yeah,
I think he's a bit one note.
He does make me laugh sometimes. Like I love his manner of like I talk like this.
Oh yeah, Arthur Holden's a great voice for him. Yeah. The voice of Mr. Ratburn.
This is in alphabetical order, so if we want to start like getting people out of order, because the next one up is Buster, and so I feel like that's a big one. I feel like Buster was born for A tier in my mind.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, look at this picture they picked.
Buster's so memorable. But he's so funny. He's a very he's a varied character. Like they've done a lot of different things with him, and you can read a lot more into him than you put on the surface. But he's also he does his role very well. He's very funny.
I agree. You know, I have a strong affinity for Buster. I always have, always will.
Joshua Watch says Buster's my mom's favorite character. See, it crosses generations.
Big with the moms. Who do we have here? This is Brian. What's his name?
That is Carl.
Carl. I mean, Carl's all right.
From when Carl met George. I like Carl.
Yeah, C tier for Carl.
Yeah, only because we don't really see him very much.
Yeah, he likes trains. I like trains.
Mm.
He's
a good boy.
Who is second from DW? Who is this guy?
That is Shake, who was from the In My Africa episode.
Oh.
I didn't really get a beat on him. Like I think he might be in that one episode.
I feel like Shake was kind of like Budget Adil in a way, right? Served a similar purpose, but all he really did was sing a song. Like, it's not, I don't hate the guy.
Good song. Good song.
I wonder. I feel bad putting characters that I don't actually feel that negative about in D. Like, should we knock Brain down to F? Because I don't F with Brain. Like, I really don't. I don't like the guy. He makes me mad sometimes. Whereas
I think that Brain has at least been the catalyst for some good episodes that involve him but aren't completely focused on him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think he's got worth on the show. I agree. I don't really care for him either.
Okay. We'll put him in D, but he's a high D.
Okay.
You know what? Muffy's brother, I kind of want to put in C. I like it. We spent so little time with him, but you don't like him?
I don't even like really know who he is. It's like if that's Chip. I know it's Chip Crosswire, but like I have no feelings on him whatsoever. I would say D.
He's like a prep.
Yes.
Looks
like a Riverdale character.
He does look like a Riverdale character. Is this another one of Arthur's aunts over here? Here, I'll wait for you to catch up. Right.
Oh, does Jake come back later? That's great. I would love to see him again. Oh, that's Cousin Cora. F right away. No question. F.
Oh, okay. Arthur's dad.
Ooh. S.
S. Whoa. I think maybe A. I feel like see, we can't just put all the Bruce Dinsmore characters in S.
Yeah, we're totally waiting this side of our feelings here. I could be talked down to A. I feel S in my heart. Dad Reed is one of my favorite characters, but admittedly, especially where we are now, he's a lot less of a character. Yeah, so I'm fine with A, but I love Dad Reed.
I feel like they were doing more with him. You know, there was some great episodes where that whole episode that's like in reverse. There's that episode where he like the babies have to get the cake topper. There's some good Dad Reed moments, and we haven't had one for a while.
Thanks for coming, AB Koblenz. Thanks a lot for joining us. It's P's. Bruce Dinsmore himself is S. Well, Bruce Dinsmore himself is above tier rankings. Like, obviously, he's above every single character there is, because there wouldn't be a Binky, there wouldn't be a Dad Reed without him, there wouldn't be a Bailey without him. We love Bruce Dinsmore.
Muffy's dad. What do we think about Mr. Crosswire? I kind of think he's hilarious.
I do like Mr. Crosswire.
I'm a Mr. Crosswire. The fact that he didn't know in the episode we watched, the last episode we watched, he didn't know there was a library in his house is really funny.
Mr. Crosswire is himbo. One Speedy Yoshi. Absolutely. He is the Buddy Garrity of the show, if anybody watches Friday Night Lights. And I like Buddy Garrity, so put him in B.
He's, B, I almost want to put him in A. Like, do you remember that episode where he coaches the soccer team? That episode's so funny.
Out of the way, for goodness sakes. This old team ain't got no breaks.
But B, I think, is a good spot for him. But I think he's a high B.
Yeah, I agree.
Arthur. Ooh. Miss Emily. C?
I'm feeling D.
D. She. Oh yeah. Now she's just kind of milquetoast, but before she kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Like, no one has a French nanny and brags about it that much without being stuck in D tier.
See, I'm saying like digging themselves out. Emily is kind of did that, but like you said, she kind of went from bad to boring, so it was kind of like almost like a lateral move in a way.
Yeah, Emily in Paris, more like Emily in D tier. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Fern.
Oh, Fern. A. Personally, she's one of my favorite characters. I have to stick up for her.
I think Fern is basically the equivalent of your Buster. Like, Buster to me is Fern to you. I think A is a great place.
Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison. One Speedy Yoshi in the chat. Emily gonna grow up, move to New York, fail at law school, and then blame it on her parents and not talk to them again, but still take their money. So it sounds like Emily's gonna grow up to be like Carolyn Calloway.
This next one is interesting. We have headless. I believe this is Francine's body. I don't know why they cut off her head in this picture.
That's weird.
But I feel like.
Ooh, Francine, this is.
Okay, I'll keep it a buck with you. Listen, I know Francine starts off in the early seasons as kind of a bully. Yeah. I like Francine more than I like Arthur. So I feel like she has to at least be, for me, she's a B.
I think that Francine is a stronger character than Arthur. Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't put her lower than B.
Okay. I think B is a good place for her. I wouldn't put her in A. I sometimes Francine is, like, ridiculous. Sometimes
Francine gets a lot of feature, and I feel like they're at the point we're at right now. They're almost, like, running out of stuff for her to do. Yeah, it was a bit shaky earlier on in the show. Like, even when I was a kid, I was like, why is Francine, like, why are people friends with Francine? Because, like, one minute she's their friend and the other minute she's, like, a secondary bully. It was really hard to figure her out. And then she kind of evened out. So, yeah, definitely above Arthur in the B tier. I'm fine with that.
Hilarious joke from Peebs. Her head finally popped off. Do you remember that episode?
I sure do. I can't forget it. Frensky Star, I know Francine's your bread and butter. Frensky Star, friend of the show. But this is a strong B. This is a respectful B. We're not just putting anybody in A and S tier. Like,
she's at the top of B
not
right
yet,
now.
at least.
She's at the very top. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to keep this with some semblance of order. So she's at the top of B. She's
top of the mid card. She's like TNT champion right now.
I have to go to use the washroom, so I'm going to be right back. Can you see this from here? Take a look at these characters.
Yeah, I can
pontificate a little bit. Let me know when I get back who the hell this is. I don't know who second from DW is. I'll be right back.
I have no idea. Chat, you're gonna have to help me out here. I don't know who that is either. There's a couple. Okay, while Lucas is gone, everybody kind of help me out here. So Uncle Fred from the. Okay, yes, no, I see it now. I'm used to Uncle Fred with like shaving cream beard or like not with the sunglasses on. The orange cat. I remember the orange cat. Hey, Vinny, what's going on? Uncle Fred, the orange cat who is like fourth from the left at the top. I remember that character. Can somebody give me a name and like quickly who they belong to, or as I move on here, just looking through everybody. Fur Elite. Okay, yeah, that rings a bell. Keep going, guys. Can you give me a little bit of context? Dr. Fugue's cat. Thank you very much. Remember that. Okay, one more. The woman with the orange hair in the top row. Who is that? Is that an Arthur family member? I'm trying to remember.
Here, I have a solution.
I don't remember. Cora's mom. Thank you.
Oh, did we figure out who this was?
Yes, that's Uncle Fred from Arthur's Perfect Christmas.
I don't remember a thing about Uncle Fred. I don't remember.
And my friend, I think you need to rewatch Arthur's Perfect Christmas. Uncle Fred is another great uncle character in the Arthur canon. I like Uncle Fred a lot.
Do you like him enough to be in B tier, or is he in C?
Yes.
Yes, he's
in
B.
I think that in his one appearance, like maybe he makes more. Somebody in the chat will have to correct me on this if it's untrue, but Uncle Fred makes a heck of an impression in Arthur's Perfect Christmas, and he has Rory, which is basically Bigger Pal, and Rory's great. I wish we saw more of both of them. He is a big throwaway character, Benny.
Oh, here's a fun one.
Cora's mom is an enabler.
Dr. Fugue.
Dr. Fugue.
Fugue. Sorry. See, I'm so Christmas pilled. Fugue, that's like the Danish, like, cozy?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Hug?
Dr.
Dr.
Fugue?
Hug?
No, Dr. Fugue.
Dr. Fugue, A.
A.
Start at A, you could talk me into S.
Yeah, I agree. So far, with me and you see completely eye to eye on this top. I totally agree. Easy. Who?
That's because I don't like conflict. But I'll stick up where I need to.
Well, who the heck?
Okay, so that's Dr. Fugue's cat.
Oh.
The people in the chat let us know that is Fur Elise, his cat. Don't remember. Like, I know we just did the episode on her, like, this year, but, like...
To me, that sounds like a
in
D,
1 year, out
D
the other.
or an F tier. 1 year out the
D.
other. Yeah, D. Okay.
And kind of far away, she doesn't look so much like a cat. She looks like an orangutan.
Ooh, this is a fun one. George.
I really like George's presence on the show. I like the stories we've told with him. He's not like a strong personality.
He is kind of
but I do
like...
think I think he adds a lot to the show.
He's like Arthur, but with some extra eccentricities. Like, he's Arthur with the dummy. So I feel like top of B is a good place for him.
I agree. B is where I'm comfortable. I apologize to everybody going for A and S for George.
That's where I leave the stream.
Peeps.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, we gotta keep Peeps in the stream. George S.
I didn't realize
wow.
you felt so strongly about George, Peeves. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got some George heads in the chat.
And yes, One Speedy Yoshi, we are dirty Wally haters. Guilty.
I like
guilty,
Wally.
Guilty.
I listen. No Wally on this tier list, but would we put Wally? Wally either goes in not a character tier for being an extension of George, or Wally goes even in A. I like Wally more than I like George, to be perfectly honest.
If Wally's on here, he's not going in A. I will fight you on this.
Well, luckily he's not here. Grandma Thora.
Good.
So okay,
S.
Wow, I'll put her in A. I feel like Grandma Thora. Obviously, it's like she's the prototypical grandma, loving grandma. There's not a bad thing you could say about her. But in terms of like a narrative character, she is unchanging. There's not really a lot of depth to Grandma Thora. She's just kind of nice old lady. So I know it's hard to say anything negative. It's like, how could you not like Grandma Thora? She's just like designed in a lab to be likable. But I feel like, Binky is transcendent. Binky is like on a whole nother level narratively and as like, he's a ballerina. He failed the 3rd grade. Like, that time he pours pancake mix in his mouth because he can't remember how to cook because his parents like go on a cruise in that dream sequence. Grandma Thora doesn't have any moments like that.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm a grandma's boy at heart. So, I love Grandma Thora. She gives me all the warm fuzzies.
Oh.
She's so nice. She's a marbles champion. She's a knitting master.
Yoshi points out her cooking. You could say the bad things about her cooking.
So I want to, I want to make it clear here. There's going to be a couple that I'm going to like be very passionate about very early on, but then I need a couple of seconds to settle. Like, if you remember, I also went immediate S tier with Dad Reed, and then kind of like, yeah, actually maybe that's A. Grandma Thora, also S in my heart, but I just A.
Top of A. I'll put her at the very top, tippy top of A.
Oh, that's agreeable. I'm fine with that.
Oh, Grandpa Dave. Now, it's funny. It's hard to separate him from the episode because it's like now when we see Grandpa Dave, it's just kind of like an Easter egg. Like, oh, there's Grandpa Dave from that really good Arthur episode. But it's hard to remove him from the context of like one of top 3 Arthur episode of all time.
I do want to say we're going to be getting to an episode in the season we're in like January that is all about Grandpa Dave, and I think it might be like the last Grandpa Dave episode. I don't want to like. I know the basics of the episode. Yeah, we're about to see Grandpa Dave's final appearance in season 15. I think that may like change our minds, but for where we are right now, I really like Grandpa Dave. But it's kind of similar to Grandma Thora, except there is a little bit more depth to him because of that episode with the buried treasure, where it's just like, well, he's not the grandpa he used to be. He's old. He's getting older, and it's like Grandpa Dave going for one last ride before he kind of has to submit to being an older man. So You're hovering around A, I see.
I'm feeling bottom of A for Grandpa Dave.
I do like Grandpa Dave, so yeah, put him in there.
Bitsy Baxter's new boyfriend.
Harry Mills.
Harry Mills. I kind of like Harry Mills, but I don't love Harry Mills. I feel like top of C.
Yeah.
I feel the same about him as I feel about Bailey.
Yeah, I'm fine with C. Harry seemed like a cool guy, and he's actually he was around more in the show than I thought he would be.
Okay.
It's true. He does have a sandwich named after him. You're right.
Big one coming up. Mr. Haney. Now, personally, if it's just my list, insta-lock for S tier. Mr. Haney is...
You see? This is happening to both of us. We have the gut reaction.
Oh, okay.
And then
let's
I think...
Because with me, when I'm watching Arthur and there's a Mr. Haney moment, that's like appointment viewing. I'm like, oh, time to pay attention. Mr. Haney's going to say something. And it's usually, if I'm going to laugh at an episode, it's the one time I laugh is a Mr. Haney line. One of my favorite Arthur jokes ever is in one of my favorite Arthur episodes ever, The Blizzard, where Mr. Haney yells to the heavens that he hates school. And then Mr. Rappard said, now it is kind of a Mr. Rappard moment as well, where Mr. Rappard says he didn't beat it. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Mr. Haney?
So I actually kind of see it similarly to the way you see Grandma Thora, except whereas Grandma Thora is like the prototypical, like the design in a lab grandma figure, he's like the comic relief. And we never really got deeper than that. You know, not
I love
really.
comedy.
Like Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that, like, again, I don't think he has the depth to hang in S. I'm gonna turn that Binky argument back on you.
Yeah.
I don't think Mr. Haney is on the level of Binky, personally speaking. Also, Kinda Melissa in the chat coming for Harry Mills' throat. Just another man that came and left Buster's life.
I mean, I agree.
I mean, he did do that.
I'm happy with Mr. Haney top of A. I think that's a fine place for Mr. Haney.
Sure.
Okay, Molly's little brother, Fred? Is that his name? Freddie?
No, James.
James. People like James. I know James has his fans.
Yeah.
I don't really care about James. I would put him at the bottom of C if it was just me personally.
He's kind of a little wiener kid.
Yeah.
Like he's like a Milhouse type character.
He looks like a McElroy brother.
He does. So does Carl, for that matter. Where did you want to put him?
Bottom of C.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We got to see a little bit more of him in that episode where like the Tibbles became his bodyguards, but we're still trying to figure him out a little bit.
Mom Reed, I would say top of B, just below Dad Reed.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them in different tiers just because they are Dad Reed's an A.
Yeah, so you want to put her in A, just right next to him, package deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Who is this? This looks like
That's
Ice Spice was an Arthur. Wait a minute. Ice Spice was in an episode of Arthur. Are you a munch, Will? Would you describe yourself as a munch?
No. The chat let me know that is Cousin Cora's mom from the wedding episode.
Chat. W's in the chat if you a munch.
She helped to make Cousin Cora, so F. Somebody said earlier in the chat that Cora's mom is an enabler, so F.
Do you know who Ice Spice is, Will? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm aware of Ice Spice. That's about it. Another rapper that Lucas knows and I don't.
We have the teacher of the easy class.
Not Mrs. Fink. What's the other one?
Is it not Mrs.
No, that's Mrs. Sweetwater.
Mrs. Oh, right.
She's kind of like nice. That's literally the way that Arthur describes her in that second episode. It's like Mrs. Sweetwater, she's nice.
She's funny. That one, like the I Like Fudge song's pretty funny. That's like a standout gag. She's chasing Mr. Haney around. I'd put her either in C or D.
I'm fine with C, just put her a bit lower down.
Okay. Baby Kate.
Oh, I love Baby Kate.
You love Baby
now,
Kate?
Well, okay. Well, there's two sides to that.
Yeah.
I like Baby Kate because she's cute. But there's also she's the dog and baby episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rugrats light. So it's really a tale of two characters. I actually like Kate better when she doesn't have a character. So I feel like she's pure middle of the road. Like she kind of comes together with the good and the bad. So I put her in C.
I'd put her at the top of C.
Top of C, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is this Grandma Thora's dog? I think is who I have.
That's Killer.
I don't.
The one with the high pitched voice.
I don't care about Killer.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd put her at the
Kind
top
of like
of
we had the one episode about Killer and it was like fine, and then she keeps coming back and I'm just like, you don't have to stay here. You can go. Like I don't care to see you anymore.
Now, Will.
I agree. D.
I'll pull this up here. This character looks familiar, but I don't know who this is.
That is. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. This is. Oh. She is also from Arthur's Cousin Catastrophe, Loretta, Arthur's aunt. So she's the one with the Flip-O-Matic.
Oh, right, the Flip-O-Matic.
She's the one who's kind of negging Arthur's mom.
She's married to this guy in B tier, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. I don't know. D, bottom of C. Oh yeah, no, she's negging Arthur's mom. D.
D.
Okay. I don't even know if we've gotten to this episode yet. I see here a wheelchair basketball player.
Let me see.
I pulled it up here.
Oh, yes, no, we did. I don't know if you were on that episode where we covered her.
I leave this to you. This is in your hands. You in the chat.
No, Marina's no, not Marina. What the heck is her name? No, there was an episode where Brain became a wheelchair athlete briefly because he had to use a wheelchair. And Lydia, thank you, Joshua Watch.
Drake?
Lydia's kind of a no but non-character, unfortunately. I'd put her in D. Like I have nothing against her, but like she was kind of a bit of a stunt character, like and she I believe she was also somebody like she was part of like a character creation contest, and like somebody like a fan created her, and then they used her like in 2 episodes and then never again.
Mrs. McGrady. We're getting through this, by the way. We're almost done. Well, not really. We have like 2 rows left, but we've gotten a chunk through this.
This is McGrady.
I think either top of A or S.
I would start in B for sure. I could be talked up to A.
Oh,
no, actually A.
Yeah. If you were feeling B, I thought you were a bigger McGrady head than me even. So I think A, bottom of A, is a great spot for her. I like Mrs. McGrady.
Definitely A, especially since we've gotten to the Great McGrady.
Right, she's a cancer survivor.
Yeah, and now she seems to have a bit more of a presence on the show. So yeah, totally A.
I'm so sorry I can't remember her name. Fern's blind or Prunella's blind friend.
Marina. I like Marina.
I like her too. Yeah, no,
and she's gotten to even show a little bit of personality around Prunella. I want to say, like, my heart says B.
Yeah.
Like, lower B tier.
Bottom of B?
Yeah.
Bottom of B. Matt Damon. How do we feel about Matt Damon? Does Matt Damon go into not a character tier? That'll be the one I allow if it's a bunch of inanimate objects and then Matt Damon. Now, this doesn't necessarily help their case as a character. It is because of Matt Damon that we have the Arthur show in the first place. If you all remember, long-time listeners will remember that canonically, the reason Arthur has a TV show is because Matt Damon thought it'd be a good idea to have a reality show about this.
Did you call him at Matt Damon like it's his Twitter handle?
No. I'm just like stumbling over my words.
At Matt Damon.
I want to know what does the chat think about Matt Damon? I really don't. I'm at a loss here.
So I guess in the reality of Arthur, he is still Matt Damon, the movie star. So like, Correct. How do you feel about Matt Damon, just in real life?
That's a really good question. My mom really likes Matt Damon. As far as I'm concerned, like, I'm trying to think what are my favorite Matt Damon movies. I love The Departed.
Yeah, I own The Departed. I like Good Will Hunting.
I've never actually seen Good Will Hunting. I've seen scenes. My boy is wicked smart, but I don't actually know that much about Good Will Hunting. What are the other? I like the part. I like it when
the Bourne movies. You seen the Bourne movies?
Yeah, they're all right. They're good.
He did buy a zoo.
He did buy a zoo. See, I'm more when you bring up the Bourne movies. That's what I don't like about Matt Damon is I'm more of a Cruise man. Cruise is my guy. With Matt Damon, I like it when he's a bad guy. Like I like it in Interstellar. Spoilers for Interstellar when he shows up and he's just like a creepy weirdo who.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to do this, and like that's why I like The Departed too. Is like I think he works as like the bad guy in The Departed. And The Martian, The Martian's just kind of a cringy movie to me. Like when he's like, I'm gonna science the shit out of this. That's why we have Elon. That's why we have Elon trying to be funny on Twitter. Is people saying stuff like that.
Yeah, real. I effing love science. Facebook page. Energy to that movie.
Oh, okay. You know what? Everyone's saying F. I like that. I like the idea. Because here's the other thing about Matt Damon is that he is, and we've actually brought this up on the pod before, well, we need a shorthand for a celebrity guest appearance on Arthur where they didn't even try. Matt Damon is the one. Like,
that's true.
Like, look at how lazy this is.
Matt Damon.
Look at that. Look at how lazy this is. Oh, I can't even do it. Oh, yeah, here. Like Matt Damon, like Art Garfunkel, Mr. Rogers, those are good character designs. Matt Damon looks terrible.
He even kind of had trouble, like, playing himself. So maybe F is the place.
I think F is the place for Matt Damon.
Okay. F.
Binky's sister. I like her.
I like her fine, but again, it's the same thing as Kate.
Yeah.
Because then she's in the dog and baby episodes, but she's also like doesn't have she's plenty cute, but also baby Kate had the she had the advantage of being on the show early, so they got to use all the good animation on her, and now like Binky's sister came in like what season 12 or 13, and so now they have the like not as great animation. So she doesn't look as cute.
Yeah. Also, I want to know more about this story about Yoshi saying that Matt Damon told their lunch lady they'll never eat.
That's the reference to the episode.
Oh, I don't even remember. See, I think C is fine, but I'll put her at the bottom.
Sure.
This person's so familiar. This is an early season 3 episode here. I'll pull it up for you. Who is that?
That's Arthur's cousin. Mo, cousin Mo, the one who tortured Arthur.
Yeah.
But then made good. Like she's okay. I have a feel. I'll say this on the show. Like I don't know, but I feel like Arthur is going to benefit a lot from having cousin Mo because she's gonna get him the good hookups. Like she's gonna be like, listen. When you're older, you like if you're gonna be.
Yeah, wait a minute. What are we talking about here?
these are the strains you want to look for.
Oh, I see.
Here's how to roll.
I see.
Do not drink this. Do not drink this type of alcohol. It's a waste of money.
I feel like we can't go beyond C with cousin Mo, and I still kind of want to put her in D.
Maybe top of D.
She's what started his weird baby fixation.
That's true. That's true. Traumatized Arthur.
This next one.
PC and an M. And for anybody joining, we did not make this tier maker list. This is just Lucas picked this one because it has the most characters. So if we're missing some, our apologies, but it seems like Molly and Slink are in there. So we'll get to them. In fact, we're gonna get to one of them right now.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if it's my list, I think Molly might be our second addition to S. I love Molly.
Molly's great.
Molly's great.
She's. I think that for a certain generation of Arthur viewers, she's iconic.
Yeah. Well, also she's so different than the other Arthur characters, right? Like, especially all the kids Arthur's age. There is to an extent fantasy cartoon world where they're all a little bit goody two shoes.
Yes.
Molly's seen some shit. Molly is different from everybody else. She's got a different swagger. You know, she listens to cool
She's hard.
music.
She's hard nosed. She's got some edge to her.
All right, I'm glad. The chat's also saying Molly and S.
I don't think we could get away with putting her anywhere but there. So
here's a fight. This one's gonna be a fight, Will. I can already tell. Your favorite throwaway character, Toady. Is Toady? I would fight for Toady to get up to D, but I have a feeling you want Toady in F.
I will allow D. I will allow D.
Think about how exciting it is when Toady actually shows up.
Is it though? Like, okay, so I think the Toady episode in the first season is good, if I remember correctly, and then Toady showing up again was like a big moment for the show, because I remember when we did that season 1 episode all those years ago, Toady. Like I was adamant. I was like, Toady's never going to show up again. Like, never, ever, ever. And then, like, years later, like maybe even like last year or the year before, Toady showed up, and we're just like, Toady. So that's a fond memory of the show for me.
Though, you know what? I'm nothing if not a man of the people. The chat wants F for Toady.
I will not argue with that.
Toady,
put it down to F.
Yoshi has a good point. Toady did defile a grave. You know what? Yeah, like, I feel like my feelings about Toady are exactly the same as my feelings about Matt Damon, which is that, like, if Matt Damon showed up in another Arthur episode, I'd be like, oh my god, it's Matt Damon. This is Sue Ellen's mom? C?
Like,
D? C?
Like, I don't see Sue Ellen's dad on there, which is weird. And is Sue Ellen herself on here? Like... Can you just scroll down again? I just want to see if Sue Ellen is here at all.
Yeah, it's in alphabetical order, right? So she's at the...
Okay, she is. All right. Yeah, D, no real feelings. Although she did have that one good line in that episode of, it's like when she was wearing that like black conservative dress that Sue Ellen made her wear. Just like, I've only worn this once to a funeral.
Oh, that was good.
So, all right, D's fine. Oh, Mrs. Tibble.
Mrs. Tibble is not a good guardian. She's not sitting... Now, she is old. Seems like she's got a lot on her plate. But she is not raising those kids right.
Yeah, I'm feeling F, honestly.
F? Oh, I think bottom of D. F?
What's saving her from F?
She doesn't instill hatred in me. Like, when I'm thinking F, I'm like, you're... like, Pepe, I hate. Like, I hate him. So it's like I don't hate Mrs. McGrady. I think bottom of D. Look at this like axis of evil we have in F right now.
It's true. Okay, she's not as bad as Cousin Cora, but the implications with her character are very, very dark.
Yeah. Bottom of D.
Yeah, all right. Bottom of D.
Ooh. Muffykins. Muffy.
Oh, Muffy.
Muffy. I want to see what the chat has to say about Muffy.
Muffy is S tier. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Will hear nothing else.
I don't think she's quite... She's definitely not S tier, but I'm a Muffy fan. Muffy's one of those characters where I feel like they fixed Muffy. Like, in the first 2 seasons, they didn't know what to do with her, and now, whenever we see Muffy, she's utilized really well.
For the most part, there's sometimes you know you can use Muffy in a character way that's a bit cheap, or if you try with Muffy, I think you can really get something good.
One thing Muffy is not is cheap. Muffy's D, double F D.
I'm feeling B.
See, all these people saying F and D in the chat, they need to understand from a narrative perspective. You know, not everybody can be Buster, right? Like, Buster's designed to be your wacky best friend. He's super likable. Muffy is often placed in the role of an antagonist, and I feel like she's really entertaining in that role. Like the people who I have in F are people who I, like, literally just don't like seeing. Whereas, if you're an evil character, I feel like you could actually make your way up this tier list.
Well, and the other thing is that, especially later on in the show, Muffy's allowed to grow. Like, she's allowed to be wrong and realize that she's wrong. Yeah. And that's what I think separates her from somebody like, like Cousin Cora, who's in one episode and just acts like an asshole. Buffy, of course, like does no mistake, like acts like an asshole sometimes, but they do give her the situations where she's allowed to be like, "Oh, I was wrong." Like she will admit she's wrong. Like the most recent episode of Elwood City Limits we did, she realized she was wrong and admitted as such. So I feel B. I feel B.
Sorry, I'm gonna put on some drum and bass music. It's like I was like, where did the Christmas music go? There we go. I need the intelligent dance music to allow me.
I don't know about that. I don't know if there are better heels in Arthur. I'm like there are probably other good ones.
I thought you were like, I don't know about jungle. I don't know about classic D&B.
Buffy is girl fail son representation.
What did you say, Will? I got distracted.
Well, one of our comments is there are better heels.
Oh no. Where did you want her?
B.
B.
I'm good with B.
Top of B though, because like
sure.
The thing about like Arthur, what I like about Buffy, it's kind of similar to what I like about Molly, is that she's different than all the other characters, right? Like she's so distinct. Whereas like sometimes like George, Arthur, Francine can mush together. Right? Whereas Buffy definitely always stands on alone. So I put her at the top of B.
Sure.
I think Nadine is your prototypical C character. Like, besides being magic, like, what is she good for?
I don't know. Nadine's stuff kind of got annoying after a while. When we lean too hard, it's kind of like the dog and baby stuff. When we lean too hard into, like, DW's imagination land,
it's like Nadine is the strength of character design alone. Like the character design's great. Like they do a great job of making her look different than everyone else with the top ponytail. Like she looks like an imaginary friend. But what does she actually do? She's just kind of DW's conscience reflected upon her. So I would say, yeah, C is a good place for Nadine.
Yeah, C, and even then might be a little high, but C, I'm fine with C.
This one's gonna be a fight. I can tell. Nemo.
He needs to be executed. Hang on, hold your horses there. Nemo.
I love
my
Nemo.
gut is I don't love him, but I like him. I think that we had a Nemo episode recently that I really didn't like, and it was because he felt really extraneous, and like I feel like the bit of him like being like a sly manipulator. It's like if you do that too often in a season, it gets kind of old. So, like, I'd say, like, high C, personally.
Counterpoint for Nemo to be in the bottom of B. If it was my list, first of all, Nemo would be an A. But it's not my list. It's the official pod list. Counterpoint for Nemo being in B. He's one of those characters, much like Megatron in Beast Wars. He just talks like Dr. Fraser Crane. And I like the joke. I'm a fan of that joke.
And you know what? I do too. I just feel like they use it a bit too often, but I guess that's not Nemo's fault. I don't like B's a little strong for me. I feel I like top of C, sure, but like
I like Nemo a step more than every single other character in C here. Whereas like I would have said the bottom of B. Yeah, here, take a look. Let me know if you need to zoom in on this.
No, I got it. Yeah, all right. Bottom of B is fine, and he's distinct. He's very distinct. He's very memorable. So
he's definitely like, without a doubt, my favorite character in the dog and baby episodes.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? Great point. Great point.
Everybody's talking about DW in the chat, folks. I'm saving DW for last. Okay.
Yeah.
We listen. This is in alphabetical order. We're way past D. We are waiting on DW. I know that's gonna be a controversial take. Not controversial. Mr. Frensky.
Ooh, Oliver Frensky.
I feel like.
That'd be A.
Yeah, A with the other parents.
Yeah. And you know what? The reason he is an S is because after a while they stopped using him. They stopped like whenever he comes around now, he's not very funny anymore.
The chat wants S tier again. Like these guys, they never word out there. There's not a single negative thing you can say about these guys. With Mr. Frensky, I think it's like, they don't use him as much. Like, those early Mr. Frensky episodes are so good. Like, when he shows you the garbage disposal plant and, like, all that stuff.
Sublime. Great stuff. Some of my favorite stuff in the show. And then after a while, they just kind of forget that he was, like, his early characterization as, like, the wacky dad was awesome. And then he's just not that anymore. So, like, I can't in good conscience put him in S, but A is where my heart says. Hey, Young Wee, what's up?
Young Wee?
Young Wee?
Where do we think for Pal?
See, this is another thing like Kate, where it's like, I love Pal. I've made it very clear I love Pal. I hate his human voice. I just hate it. And it's you know what? Being on this podcast, it's crazy how much Pal has dipped in my eyes because of the human stuff. I really don't like the dog and baby stuff, and I've said this before. But he's such a good boy. If Nemo's in B, if Nemo's in B, Pal has to be in B. He is like see, all of the other episodes. I like Nemo
more than Pal, but yeah. I hear what you're saying. You love Pal. You've expressed how much you love Pal before, so I feel like Pal gets to be a B. Yeah.
Because he's cute and he's a good boy. And like those early episodes where Pal's not talking, great stuff. Love it. Pal is a Brexit supporter.
Yeah, Pal's a big fan of Nigel Farage.
I'm not gonna ask him about that.
Prunella. I think hot take. Like, B, yeah. I think Prunella is much like Muffy. She's a good character to utilize when you need an antagonist amongst the kids. Like, it's funny because it started off where we really despised Prunella, and then she got better as things went on, much like Muffy. And now I feel like Prunella is essential to the show. Prunella's sister, we'll get to that.
Yeah, Prunella, much like Dr. Jacoby in Twin Peaks, dug her way out of the shit. And she's gone from one of our most despised characters to being someone that I think you can actually make a pretty good episode out of. Now, granted, the most recent Prunella episode we watched wasn't amazing, but also I don't think that was her fault. So, in the same logic as Muffy, yeah, Prunella in B, personally. Pal cried about the Queen passing. This is great. I love Pal, but Pal British slander is sending me S. Rapper is S.
I was gonna say it's either top of A or S. I'll hear S. Yeah. Everyone's saying the S in the chat. I think S is a good place. Look at our S tier. If someone doesn't feel out of place amongst these three, they don't get to be an S. I feel really strong about that's a good S tier.
One Speedy Yoshi said it all. We love our gay rat.
Yes, we love the gay rat and his gay rat wedding.
Gay rat wedding. Yes. That's a no-brainer. What's next? Ooh, Rattles.
Rattles
is really funny. I like.
We
A's
love
a little.
Rattles.
We do love Rattles.
See, like, I feel like you don't have to just be a consistent character on A. Like, Dr. Fugue only shows up every once in a while. We're always happy. We love Rattles here at Elway City Limits. We love Rattles.
Rattles is one of the most consistently funny characters whenever he's on, so that's a good point.
And definitely, like, if it was style, S tier. Best dressed.
Sure, yeah. I don't think it's any secret the Tough Customers score really high in our personal rankings.
Okay, we have another character that's missing their head. Who is this, Will?
I can't even really see that one.
Does anybody know who this is in the chat? Here, I'll zoom in on him.
Yeah, if you zoom in, I might be able to tell.
Right here.
One of Arthur's relatives from the wedding, the photographer from the wedding? Oh, it's his Uncle Richard. I don't know. F, D, I don't know.
Yeah, F.
What? I don't know why this person, like, listen, big props to this person who made this tier list. I don't know why they populated it with, like, the relatives from the Arthur's Cousin Catastrophe or the wedding episode.
And Matt Damon, but none of the other celebrities.
Oh, it's Cora's father? F. Immediate F. Right to jail.
Yeah, F.
Who we got next? Who's next?
I don't know who this is either.
I can't see them right there. Oh, that's Arthur's cousin who didn't have any lines, who like barely a character. F.
Okay.
Ricky. Right, okay. That's Arthur's uncle's kid. Hey, Ricky, piece of cake.
Oh,
You're doing it.
Screw Ricky. Forget Ricky. Now, Rubella. It's like, this one's tough, because it's like, a part of me wants to...
She kind of started to, like, come back up, and now she's not, now she's not going to be there anymore.
I
Simply
like,
by not being the worst person in the world anymore.
I, like, love to hate her, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like
she is really insufferable in those early episodes.
She's either, like, for me, it's like an F or like a B, because it's like a B, because it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's either she's at the bottom, or we kind of give her the rub here. The chat's saying F.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight hard for Rubella. So if you're feeling F, I'll go with you on that.
We might come back to this, but I'll put her in F, and I'll also put another one of Arthur's uncles in F, because it's like, who is this guy?
Is that who's after her?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it... Who is that? I can't see. Oh, that's his, like, that's the one who's like, my latest project is an original mystery. Yeah, that guy sucks.
That guy sucks.
The bridge guy. Yes, the On the Bridges of Medieval Paris by Virginia Wiley Egbert. Who's next? Oh, Slink.
I feel like Slink is C.
I don't know.
He's like a worse Rattles.
He's like the solo Sokoa of the tough customers. And,
I
you know
like
what?
Soa Sokoa.
No, that I was gonna say that's actually insulting the solo Sokoa.
Yeah.
But he's like the. Do you remember Randy Orton's legacy? He's like the Manu of the group, or the Sim Snuka.
See?
The real street champs is Professor Dog. I don't know. Bottom of C. Like, Slink had that one episode where he had that real, like, personality, and then he's just kind of lackey. Like, you just kind of forget he's there a lot of the time. So yeah, bottom of C is fine. I will also say Slink later voiced by Michael Yarmish. So yeah,
the legendary.
So that don't mean nothing. Sue Ellen.
I love Sue Ellen. She's cultured. She's worldly. Mm-hmm. She knows karate. We don't see enough of her. That's my one complaint about Sue Ellen is, like, she don't take no crap from nobody. She's independent.
I like Sue Ellen too. I'd go with A. Not much to add there. I agree with your reasoning.
The Tibbles. The little demons.
See, this also... Hey, what's up, Awesome Eddie? So I realize I'm touching my head a lot. I don't know what to do with my arms.
Because we're thinking so hard about this tier list, Will. It's because we're putting a lot of thought into this.
The Tibbles are also, like, as you said with Rubella, they're either F or they're B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's such...
I can't put them in, I can't
chaos.
put them in F. I can't.
No.
For that, then it's B. No. It's B above the animals.
They're so...
I love them.
These guys, and you excuse the wrestling reference again, these guys are the Young Bucks of Arthur. It's like, I'm supposed to hate them, and they're really good at getting me to hate them.
I'm a Young Bucks fan. I want the Tibbles in B. People are saying D. You guys, Timmy greater than Tommy. I agree, Yoshi. I agree.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, you love the Tibbles. There's so many Tibbles episodes that I love, like the one where they bust her lip with the swing because they're watching Power Rangers. The one where, like, DW tricks them into thinking she can read. The one where they're, like, separated and it fixes their behavioral problems. Like...
Yeah, they're really good foils. Like, they're good. They spice up a story really well.
Like I said, of all the characters amongst DW's class, they're the most different.
And I think this is something we're going to be... This is some Sue Ellen slander going on in the chat that's really funny. I think that... Much like a character we'll discuss later, they add more than you realize. So I'm fine with B. They're a threat to Homeland Security.
I like them there with Muffy. I feel like they're the equivalent to Muffy in the DW episodes.
Tibbles will be in jail someday, Peebs. You're right.
Visita, I like.
Look at this, Lucas. Joshua Watch. I always thought of the Tibbles as growing up to be those twins who go Da Vinci.
Listen, shouts out to the DaVinci twins. I met them. They're very nice. I'll never pass up an opportunity to talk about how I did meet the DaVinci twins.
Visita. I'm feeling like C.
Yeah, top of C. We're getting close to the end here.
Don't really have strong feelings on her. She can be a bit annoying sometimes. Whatever.
Who are
she's
these
hard,
last
she's hardly
two
around.
people? Who are these?
That's Pernell and Rubella's mother. And that person, that's WD.
Oh, WD. I like WD. C, bottom.
Me
of
too.
C? Yeah.
I'm upset that she won't be on the show anymore.
This is such a random list of all the characters they missed. It's like they only watched the WD episode and then the episode with Arthur's family reunion.
Yeah, WD doesn't go farther than C just because we'll just never see enough of her. But that one episode, she made an impression.
Okay.
So are we at the big one?
Before we say our piece, I want the 19 people watching from home in the chat right now spam which letter you think DW goes. Does she go F?
Yeah, we've had some strong DW opinions.
Does she go D? Spam the letters in the chat. Does she go C? Does she go B? A or S? Interesting. Interesting. Do you want me to go first, Will, or do you want to go first? I feel like we're hearing from the chat right now. Chat's all over the place. We're seeing S, we're seeing A, we're seeing D, we're seeing F.
I was thinking we could do the 1, 2, 3 and say where we feel at the same time.
Okay.
Oh hey, Rage is in the chat. What's up, Rage?
Oh,
I didn't know that was you.
Rage in the track. Rage, what do you think of DW? S.
DW is Rage approved. How many Arthur memes are actually DW memes? Yeah. Okay, so you want to do the 1, 2, 3 and then we say, or?
Well, you know what? I'm trying to work through it. This is one of those ones where I actually don't know what I want.
I know.
I gotta hear your take. I can't do 1, 2, 3 because it's like I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to give up the goods.
Right. S.
You say S? If you say S, I'll
Absolutely.
say S. If you say yes,
S.
I was worried that I would have to fight to keep her out of A. And maybe I'm letting the haters get to me, Will. Maybe I'm letting the haters get to me. I love DW. I adore DW.
Okay, so I really apologize for longtime podcast listeners. This is a rant that I feel like I go on once every season, especially the more kind of feedback is on the internet about DW. But I'm gonna I'll say it loud and clear here. And Rage, you're right. She does grow up to be a cop. Huge points off. That sucks. They did her dirty. But here's the thing. Arthur isn't as good. The show Arthur isn't as good without DW. Somebody said it earlier, and it's partly that. It's like DW is a great heel. Yes, DW and Arthur are like the Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat of television, of like cartoons. You can't have a show be as good that's focused on Arthur. Like, it can't just be focused on Arthur, because as we've established, Arthur's B tier. Like, he can get occasionally interesting, but you know what makes him even more interesting? When he has a foil. And DW is everything that Arthur isn't. She's a perfect foil for him. And of course, I feel like there's the obvious ones. She has excellent lines. She has great reactions. She is just an icon of the show. When the Arthur memes began, when we started the podcast, as somebody said earlier, a lot of the Arthur memes are DW memes.
Look, this is an Arthur Savage Moments compilation. How many of these are just the DW moment? DW moment.
Says he's coming. Yo, ma. Oh, how
Exactly.
boring.
And I really think that
I have
if you
my
hate
hands
DW,
full.
absolutely, I get it.
What do you want?
But also,
You?
you gotta realize when it's like DW is a draw.
I'm already.
DW is absolutely a draw.
Yeah.
DW not only brings people to the show. You know what you remember? You know what you remember about Arthur from when you were little? DW.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember that do you remember that you loved her? Yeah. Do you remember that you hated her? Also, yeah. But you remember her.
I totally concur. And like when we had when we were talking to DW, you know, we had this great conversation about how, you know, DW is a transcend. People remember DW. She sticks out. Everybody remembers Dora Winifred. That's like such a pillar of the show, even more so than Arthur, right? There's a reason why Arthur is at the top of. He's in the smack dab in the middle of B tier, and DW is at S.
And to the people in the chat being saying ACAB for DW, totally respect that. Totally respect that. But because like, and this is where I get a little meta. This is where like this is not a great addendum to the argument, because this is like she got screwed by the booking, brother. DW as a cop sucks, and listen, we have a whole audio on the final Arthur episode on Patreon. If you want to listen to the whole thing, I get into a huge rant about how much I hate that. I absolutely hate that, because not only is it like she turns out to be a cop, and I don't like that, but it's not true to her character. I don't think it's true to her character. So if you must rescind your DW vote for ACAB purposes, totally understand. I need to look past that, because I don't think that's fair.
So we're gonna try this, Will. I don't know if everything's gonna break here.
Shadowbear04, you would be surprised. We have gotten correspondence from some people who seem to hate DW as though she is a family member that has personally done them wrong. So people still have very intense feelings of hatred about her. Personally, I don't understand, because DW is one of my favorites.
While we're waiting for Arthur's computer adventure to load off the archive.org,
so
how's everybody doing in the chat?
Can we take one last kind of gander at the tier maker? And also, can you take a screenshot of that, please?
I can save this, so I'll do that later off stream.
Sure. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's just take a look at that. We got a couple in the not a character, which is funny. Again, one more time, we didn't make this. This is somebody else's tier maker list. Look at that S tier. We got Binky, we got Emily, we got Ratburn, and we got DW. That's such a good S tier. Like, I'm really proud of us for that.
I like those four.
We got a bunch of nobodies and losers in the F tier. We got a solid A tier. That's your upper card. You love to see those people. B tier, I think those are the workhorses of the show. They do more than you think that they do, largely. C, kind of like make or break. They can be great. They can be bad. D is mostly bad. I think, Lucas, I'm pretty happy with how this shook out. Is there any that you're looking at? Because there's a lot of people who want to relitigate this. People saying Buster should be an S, or George needs to be reconsidered. Are you pretty happy with this?
I'm totally happy with this. The only thing I would change is I would maybe bump some of these B tier people down. But those are all personal preference ones. Like, I would bump Arthur down. I might bump George down. I might bump Muffy up to A. But I think as a communal list between me, you, and the chat, this is a good list.
EW should have been a lawyer, kind of, Melissa. I absolutely agree. So there you go. That's our Arthur character tier list. It's a special Christmas gift to you as we get this fired up here. Lucas, you mentioned archive.org. You're talking about Arthur. What are we looking at here?
I'm sorry, it's really loud for me. Here, I'm gonna turn down my audio a little bit.
Living books. Wait a minute.
I'm gonna turn you up, and I'm gonna turn my web audio down. Sorry, I'm not a streaming professional, folks.
It's okay. This is our first time doing a remote stream. The last ones we've done, not only were we in the same place, but we also had the help of streaming artist Dunn, who was invaluable help to us. Lucas this time is doing this all by himself because I'm old and don't understand how streaming works. Lucas is putting this on his back.
Welcome
and
to Living
he is
Books.
doing a great job, in my opinion.
You've got
but
to
please
see
let
the
us
new
know in the chat if
computer game
the audio is weird, or if you want something to be turned up. But Lucas,
you search
what
for something
am I
treasure,
looking at
but
here?
you've got to watch out for
This is
dangerous
Arthur's
sea
Computer
creatures,
Adventure. We
pirates,
talked about this on the
skeletons,
show before.
and ghosts.
All these PC
and
games that came out.
Arthur, it's time for
specifically
dinner.
The Broderbund era
Oh no!
of Arthur Edutainment
It's already
games.
dinner time.
And this is the one I remember.
But you should come
Arthur's
along.
Computer Adventure.
Maybe we can play Deep Dark
You
Sea
can't hear
together.
the audio right now, Will. Well, or I guess you're watching the stream. If you got headphones on, you can actually turn it on.
If you want the story read to you, click this
Arthur
button.
is right now telling us our options.
If you want to play inside the story, click this button.
Well, but also, okay. Before we start anything, this is something that we've never had the chance to talk about on the podcast, not in any detail. Do you have any experience with these games? Because I don't.
I played this one.
You've played this one before? Okay, so I've never played any of the Broderbund books, the Arthur book games. Yeah. This animation is actually pretty good. Like, I don't know what I expected from it. Rage says Lucas make yourself a bit louder and the game a bit quieter, please.
The game quieter and be louder. Okay. Thank you, Rage. Okay, just a second. Oh god. Did I break everything?
Yeah, Arthur busting it down here. This dance gonna go viral in 2023. Rev'd, I had most of the Living Books games, mainly the ones based on franchises like Arthur, Dr. Seuss, and the Berenstain Bears. So I'm really familiar with this one. Okay, I feel like the closest I've gotten to the Arthur computer games is the videos that Peanut Butter Gamer has done on them.
I think I'm as
never...
loud as I can get, but I can turn down my desktop audio. But that's gonna turn you down a little bit. But we're gonna try this. Also, I think I broke it.
That's okay. It's well, we're figuring it out, folks. We're figuring it out. Hey, this game. Let me bring up a little bit of info on this game here because I think it's a miracle that we even have access to this in the first place. This is not something that's like widely available. As you can see, we're using DOSBox here. Arthur's Computer Adventure, of course, based off of a game. Well, there's a Living Books wiki. Good to know. The 17th Living Books PC CD-ROM game, 1997, everybody. This is 25 years old this year. This is positively ancient in terms of technology, and it's based off of the book Arthur's Computer Disaster, and as well the episode Arthur the Wrecker. And the CD-ROM game was released on, July 28th, 1998. So this is a piece of our collective history here. And frankly, I don't know what to expect. I'm very interested to see, but it seems like you guys have some nostalgia for this. One Speedy Yoshi, I had this one and played it a lot. If you want to get to the mini games, just do activities or go through the story and let me play.
We're gonna go for the story. Apologies if the audio is super loud, folks. I can't turn the audio of this game down without turning down Will's audio. I know I should have looked up the Chrome extension where you can edit the volume of an individual web page without editing the system volume, but whatever.
But you know what? That's okay, because Lucas, there are so many of these games, and we can remember this for a future stream when we do more of them.
True.
So it was never going to be perfect the first time around. I'm happy we're all here. Ever play the Arthur PS2 game? I didn't even know that existed.
What? Let's look that up.
Shout out to Emma. Hey Emma, what's going on? Good to see you again. Happy that you're here. And thank you everybody who has stuck around. Peebs, the Frensky Star, Kinda Melissa, One Speedy Yoshi. You guys have been here since the very start, and so have many other people. Forgive me for not including everybody's names, but we really appreciate you joining us tonight. We're here and we're having a good time, and I'm kind of like, I'm breaking in my stream. I'm like using my streaming muscles. It's like when you bowl after a long time of not bowling. I'm just like getting used to hosting something live. I haven't done that since I've been working the radio station.
Am I getting trolled? Is there an Arthur PS2 game? Or are you guys talking about Arthur the Invisibles?
So Rev'd in the chat, as far as I know, there weren't any for PS2. Could just be PlayStation, PS1. But try PS1.
Arthur Ready to Race. Wow.
Arthur and the Invisibles.
This looks awful.
Ooh, that looks garbo.
Please wait.
Look at this.
Lucky.
Let's go take a look.
Oh, what's wrong with Francine's face?
wrong with your face?
Wow! Look.
Oh, they're so blocky and weird.
Look what they've done to my boy. They've massacred my boy. I will say, though, it's funny that they made a game out of the Soapbox Derby episode. I always was jealous of the Arthur kids that they were able to, like, enter into the
Boy, this car sure is
I think it's very
dusty.
loose to imply that this is
wonder if
related
we
to that
could use it
episode.
for a wood race
That was
game.
another DW
Dust
episode.
shouldn't
This is
drastically increase our coefficient of friction, and the overall structure appears sound enough.
What is he
I
talking
hope
about?
that means it might work.
One way to find out, take it for a spin.
Okay,
You can't
This
do
is
right
like-
now, Will, but
here
Arthur, like,
goes.
I think it's Brain
This
and Arthur are
driving
talking
stuff
about,
can
like,
be a
the
challenge.
physics
Let
of
me
how
show
this
you
is
a
gonna
few
work.
handy tricks. Press the left
Yeah,
directional
that's exactly what they're
button
doing.
to make
This is
me
like,
go
I've
left.
seen better
Press
games
the
on the
right
haunted PS1
directional
demo
button
disc. This is
to
like,
make me go right. Hit the X button to put the brakes on. That's
oh my
about
god!
it.
And because
Let's
it's
try
a game
racing
for babies, he has to be like, press the X button to go faster. So just like, oh,
Whoa.
yeah, Mario
This is, we gotta look this up one of these days. This is crazy. I gotta see if I can emulate this. Wow.
Who's responsible for this?
That's wild. Alright, let's play a little bit of Arthur's. Get ready for it to be really loud, folks. Sorry about the audio, but here we go. We're gonna play Arthur's Computer Adventure.
Yeah, be prepared to turn your volume down if it's too loud. We apologize. If you're ready to race. Mattel Interactive.
But this is, yeah, exactly how I remember the audio sounding. It was like kind of janky and crispy like this.
PS1 games from the year 2000. Okay, Living Books. Never played a Living Books game. Arthur PS5 game in 2023. I'll believe it when I see it, Frensky Star.
Arthur's Computer Adventure by Mark Brown.
If you look it up, Broderbund Software apparently had like a malware controversy. Like these games were installing malware on your computer.
Oh.
All right, we've already
that's
seen
no
his
good.
dance. Let me play.
Rage. When are they going to make an Arthur game for us, the 30-year-old men?
True.
Okay.
Where's
all
my
right,
Arthur
Lucas,
Battle Royale?
All right, Lucas, you played this before, so I'll let you kind of take us through.
Yeah. Well, I think it's basically going to be a storybook where there's like interactive characters we're able to click on. If this works, by the way, which the archive.org is not instilling me with confidence right now.
I mean, the miracle of computers can only go so far.
Yeah, if we try this again, we might have to return to this on another stream and actually download the .zip file. Look up a play on YouTube. Good idea. Dolphins _ Webkins.
There's only so much interactivity that we can even get out of this kind of game anyway. So, but that's cool that you could potentially do that. We just may need to look into our own kind of DOS box setup. Maybe go on the dark web and find out. Get some Arthur games going.
Here, now I'm gonna put my audio settings back to normal.
Lucas, while you look that up, I will be right back. I'm just gonna get some more nog.
Ooh, I'm jealous. I want some nog. While we're waiting for Will. Let's see. Oh, Will's audios. I see. Does anybody know the passcode right now for Dance Stop Party? Is it this one? Now, I know this is an Arthur-themed podcast, so we're going to get rid of this guy. And we're going to get rid of Two-Eyed Mike Wazowski. And we're going to get rid of Admiral Akbar. And we're going to get rid of him.
Emily, yes, we did make a character tier list. We will probably be putting that up somewhere on the socials eventually. And I will also let everybody know, in case you missed any part of the stream, it will be available on our Twitch channel for 7 days after this. So you can catch the whole thing once we're done for the next week. When you have a little bit of extra time to yourself this holiday, you can go through the stream and see where we ranked everything if you missed anything.
I could have sworn there was an Arthur character model in this, but I guess not.
Well, Lucas, what in the world happened here? I thought we were looking up something on YouTube.
We were. I was waiting for you to get back, and I just opened up a little bit of ddd.party. You know, if you want to see...
You've talked about this before, yeah.
You know, if you want to see Benny the Bee hit a b-boy dance. Isn't that cool? Okay, anyway, back to Arthur. Let's get this going. My computer is doing so many processes right now.
It's being a real trooper.
Okay.
Long play. Arthur's Computer Adventure 'S.
Yes, thank you to what is this user's name? All Long Plays HD, really earning your namesake here. So yeah, basically the way this would work was, it was like an animated version of one of the actual Arthur picture books, and you would be able to click on things in the environment, and it would like make them react to you clicking on them in the environment.
Okay, kind of like reminds me a bit of Pajama Sam, or types of games like that, like the humongous entertainment games. Like
it's actually
Freddy Fish or Spy Fox.
I would say it's actually one step below Pajama Sam, probably. Like Pajama Sam's like a straight up point and click adventure game, where this is like you're never really solving puzzles here. You're just kind of like looking at the funny animations. So for instance, this user, look, he's clicking everything in the environment, and this is just page 1 of the storybook, and the bear's dancing around. But I remember... Oh, what were you going to say?
Josh watching the chat, I need an Arthur game where I can romance Dr. Fugue. Totally, we could get something going where it's like Dr. Fugue, Mr. Ratburn, maybe Mrs. Fink, and... trying to think of one other adult character who's not married. Bitsy. You could do Bitsy. That'd be great.
But yeah, like, I remember back in the day, like, the fact that there's very little interactivity here. You're just kind of triggering these funny animations. This would be entrancing as a child. As a young man with no GameCube, you know, the only games I could play were on the computer. Being able to click around in this Arthur game was, like, magical. Because it's back when you're, like, young enough that you don't understand the limitations of games. So, like, in my head, I'd be like, oh, my God, if I click, like, the right thing, maybe there's, like, a whole other game in here, you know?
Well, right, and so... This is like an early memory for me is when Chapters first opened in like 1997, 1998. That was a place where you could go to where they had computers that had demos of games for kids. So that's where I played Pajama Sam, and like you said, this reminds me of this era of computer game where it's like especially for kids, it could only be so sophisticated. It was like, but you also. Like when you were younger, as you said, you had the GameCube. For me, this was like the N64, PlayStation 1 era, and you know those were like your friends, your like rich friends had a PlayStation 1 or an N64, and this is like almost everybody had a computer, but not everybody had a computer strong enough to play computer games, even basic ones like this. So. Getting to play something even like this, which by today's standards is practically nothing, you could probably play this on your phone, was out of this world. And I'm sure some of our listeners and people who are watching remember these types of games as being like, this was it. This was like what the height of games was at a certain age.
I was a big, like, once I got a little bit older than this, like, this wasn't as stimulating. I was a big Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish, putt-putt kind of guy.
I wanted the first Pajama Sam game so bad because I played the demo at Chapters, had to be at least 10 times when I was a kid, and then I never got to have the game for myself. I think it's on Steam. I keep meaning to buy it.
Yeah, it's like $3 on Steam or something. Also, kind of Melissa, really good point. Why is their filing cabinet smack dab in the middle of their dining room?
Oh, that is weird. I don't like that. That's a once you get trading spaces in there, and they'll take you to task.
It is funny
Property
though.
Brothers.
You know, I am surprised by just how much interactivity is on this first page. They're only turning to
Mom,
the next segment now.
Oh, all right, said Mom. But finish your dinner first. Arthur.
Right, and they highlight the words as because if I remember from the Peanut Butter Gamer video, you can read it yourself, or you can have them read it, and then kind of it almost looks like karaoke lyrics.
How do they have that like whale bonsai in the top left corner? But this is the thing about this game, and I don't remember if you could actually do it in the activities or not. But like watching that Arthur episode where he plays Deep Dark Sea, you don't want to do this. You just want to play Deep Dark Sea. Like,
dude, I was convinced that Deep Dark Sea was real. Like, I thought that was a game you could play. And it didn't make sense because it's like, so can you shoot in the game or do you just move? Because there were other games similar to that, like, I don't know, like Duke Nukem 2 or Jazz Jackrabbit, where you could, like, move around and shoot things. But this looks so different, and I was convinced that it was really existed.
Yoshi's correct, yeah. So you can play Deep Dark Sea. It's in the other activities, but I don't remember it.
Oh.
Listening. I said
Yeah, Emily said, "Mom." Interesting. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to click on, like you said.
I know. Right now, this lamp's getting angry, which is very un-Arthur. But yeah, I guess if you click on every single interactable object in this thing. Oh, look, we have Deep Dark Sea gameplay. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. Do you play Deep Dark Sea as a part of the main storyline? Once again, Will, this is me and you.
Look out for the Squid Squad. Yelled Buster.
I need enough oxygen,
said Arthur.
Absolutely, especially now that I have glasses. I'm more Arthur than I've ever been before.
Yo, a shark.
But this isn't the game. Like, I would be, if I was playing this as a kid, I'd be like, but this isn't Deep Dark Sea. You're not shooting anything. Which is really interesting now that I think about it, because like for them to have the game in the Arthur universe to like include you shooting things, I wonder if that was controversial at the time.
Oh, I bet. It's funny, this looks so much worse than the storybook segments just because like the art design is just look. Oh god. Oh, speedrun strats. Just stay on the ground, I guess.
Rage, yes, Commander Keen, much like Duke Nukem 2, Jazz Jackrabbit, those types of like cartoon platform shooters. Dude, I had an Animorphs game for a floppy disk, like an Animorphs game where you ran through a maze. You can find video of it on YouTube. It's like the exact same graphics. It looks arse.
It's funny. There's so much screen tearing. This guy needs to turn VSync on.
Was the Echo the Dolphin game kind of like this? I mean, in the sense that you're swimming around, but Echo the Dolphin looks so much better than this.
Yeah, okay, listen. Let's do a quick...
This looks like somebody made it in Paint.
Let's do a quick
Microsoft Paint.
Compare and contrast.
Oh, dude, let me see some of Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah, don't besmirch the good name of Echo the Dolphin. You are talking to a self-appointed Sega head, and...
Banging soundtrack, too. Echo the Dolphin goes crazy.
Oh, dude, Echo the Dolphin... I have shown people who like don't care about video games at all the start of Echo the Dolphin just being like, look at how cool this is.
Oh, the part where he like breaches and then like everything goes weird. It's kind of nuts that that's a game. I remember playing that when I was like 11 or 12 at my cousin's place in America and being like, I have no idea what this game is.
Like, listen to this music. I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, you can't hear it, Will. You can't hear it, but
I ever stream it, but I'll try to keep it down.
They don't make them like they used to, folks. Also, this like starts off with them like getting all sucked up by aliens. I wonder. Oh.
Dude, you gotta get that vinyl. You gotta get this. You gotta get the Echo the Dolphin vinyl and play it
Also, like
New Year's or something.
the dolphins like the way they talk is translated weird. I can't tell if they talk this way in the original Japanese, but they kind of speak in riddles.
Very mysterious creatures.
So cool.
Yes, the final boss is terrifying. This, like, again, this is like, it starts as a game where it's like, literally you're a dolphin. You can like ram into things with your head. Can you just go like okay, I was gonna say just go a little further, the part where everything goes weird.
But now okay, I want you to keep that in your head, and now look at this.
Right. Final boss is like an alien.
Oh no! It's the Squid Squad.
This is like Macromedia Flash.
He'll protect you.
Yeah, this looks worse than games on like Miniclip. Let's see what's in this cave here.
If you put this on Newgrounds, if you uploaded this game on Newgrounds, you get eaten alive.
Really old.
So where's Arthur? Like in India?
Hey, it's a bubble bomb.
Is that supposed to be That's the other thing that would, if I had played this as a kid, I'd be like, why don't the characters sound like the characters? And
let's look at people going down memory lane. Yeah, it's all a bunch of us, Will. It's all a bunch of people, my nostalgia. Who came here because Arthur has come to an end?
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a lot of those.
How's your Spanish, Will? Como amaba? I'm not gonna even attempt.
Rev says this is the Indian Ocean stage, so.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. Nostalgia overload, says Chaos 1091.
Joshua Watch is asking, are you able to access the PBS Kids website, and if you would stream some of the Arthur games on there in the future?
Ooh, definitely.
For sure. Especially if they have some of the older ones. I remember loving like the ice cream game.
I don't remember playing much of those Flash games. I wonder, it's funny that they still work. Like, have they made them work with HTML? Will, we've been going for about 2 hours now, and I'm having a lot of fun, but my supper's also ready, and I'm very hungry. So I'm thinking that we had a success. Listen, we made this tier list. I'll make sure to post this tier list in the Discord for everybody to check out. But I'm ready to call it.
We've done everything that we've set out to do. There's just a couple of quick things that I don't want to keep you from your dinner because, first of all, I said this at the beginning, and I'm going to cap this off again. This stream wouldn't be happening if not for the hard work of Lucas Mancini. As I said before, he has been taking the streaming project, the streaming part of Elwood City Limits on his back, and he did, in my opinion, a terrific job being our host tonight. I'm happy to be his co-host in this Twitch venture. I think that he's very good at it, and I'm looking forward to doing more of it. Now that we've proven that we can do it remotely, hopefully we will be able to stream with a little bit more consistency in 2023. Lucas, I want to read you something that we got in the mail, you and I. This was sent to my mailing address, but it is for you and my. So the card, and it says, Meowie Christmas to you.
Well, and a meowie Christmas to the sender. My goodness, nyan, as they say in Nippon.
So this came on just a couple of weeks ago. Wishing you a perfect Christmas. And then the writing inside says, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are doing well and have a safe holiday season. That's from our very first patron, Leanne, and her cat, Daisy.
Well, thank you, Leanne and Daisy. And a Merry Christmas to you, too. Thank you for reading that to me, Will. And, of course, you can lay your praise upon me all you want for setting up this stream. It wouldn't be Elwood City Limits if it wasn't the both of us. So, thank you for your contributions as well.
I 100% agree. That is going to be our last bit of new content going into 2023. I mean, we have more stuff coming up in 2023. But coming up on the free feed later this week, we're going to be putting out the commentary track for the Charlie Brown Christmas special, which was previously Patreon exclusive, and it is now going to be available for everyone. So You can expect that on Friday morning. We've got another piece of Patreon content coming next Friday for New Year's, and then we'll be back at it in 2023. Thank you so much. If you followed us here live and have been here for the entire time, some lovely people, including Peebs, including the Frensky Star, Kinda Melissa, and then we have others like Joshua Watch, Dolphins Webkins, and even more who have joined us for the whole thing. Really appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. And Dolphins Webkins, all I want for Christmas is an ECL patron subscription. All you need, my friend, is $1, and you get everything that we have done for the past several years on our Patreon. And that's all it takes. Patreon.com/Elwood City Limits. If you want to say thank you, if you want to get extra Elwood City Limits content that is as good as our free feed stuff, if not better in some cases, I would recommend patreon.com/Elwood City Limits for the low price of pay what you want. And you know where to find us on socials. I'll leave the commercials for YouTube pre-roll ads. Now's the time to spend with loved ones, to make merry, and to remember what the season is all about, which is coming together with the people you love and making the best. I know that sometimes Christmas and the holidays can be a little bit difficult for various reasons. It's been difficult for me this year too. But seeing your friends, seeing your family, remembering that there are people out there who care, and there are reasons to be happy this holiday season, and I hope you find your reasons. This stream tonight was one of my reasons to stay happy, and so is this podcast. And it wouldn't be true without the hard work and dedication of Lucas Mancini, and it wouldn't be true without you guys joining us on stream and at the podcast. So one more time, thank you very much. We're very lucky to have you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. A crazy Kwanzaa. Have a good one, everyone.
If you missed any part of the stream, you can go to our Twitch page. This is going to be available for the next 7 days. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Festivus for the rest of us. And stop whatever you're doing. Let me hear you say Sunday is Baxter Day.
Yeah, happy Baxter Day, everyone.